Have you been swimming around looking for something new to watch that's interesting? Well, try the free gift show. You can jump in with us anytime, pick up a show and enjoy yourself. And don't forget to invite your friends along to make comments during the show to qualify to win different prizes, which will pay for the shipping to ship out to you. So follow us and come along and let's see who we interview and who we have on the show. It's quite a few interesting guests, I'll tell you that. Well, another show, another book dealing with the human mind and how we are feeling. We just had Dr. Belinda Walia on, and now we're lucky to have Ms. Patty Freudenberg, actually my good buddy, sometimes who I tell people is my work wife. I know that's a popular thing these days, your work husband, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't mean anything. Somebody was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. Michael's going to kick your ass. It's like, Michael's not going to kick my ass. No one's upset about this, man, except you. You're the only one that's like freaked out about it, okay? So,
usually Michael's hearing half the conversations.
Yeah, he's usually laughing, but yeah, Patty is doing so well, and we're super excited about her new book. So
thank you so much.
This is like a work booklet, honestly, I think, for huge seminars to have, 50 to 100 people that are there, maybe for a mourning group, mourning. Those are very popular. Those are very popular at the YMCA, community centers. Patty, how popular is it to receive help for mourning?
Oh gosh, I mean, I can't even begin to express on so many levels, whether you're going to a nursing home, again, this is nothing we can escape. This is part of life, right? And this is one of those things like life insurance. You never want to, it's never the right time to talk about it. However, it's something that we're going to have to face eventually. There's no getting out of it. And with that being said, it is good to always have those kind of resources to be able to help you cope with it. So there are nursing homes, there's also the hospitals, there's even tragedies that happen. So at your local church, because a lot of the times they're having services, or wherever you go to gather in community when you go to mourn your loved one, this is a perfect book to have there. And there's also times of catastrophes, unfortunately. I hate to talk about the tragedies in life. However, we know that there's tragedies. So this is the perfect book, Live Your Legacy, to also, upside down, to also have, God forbid there is ever another tragedy, but sometimes there's anniversaries of those tragedies. Let's talk about 9/11. I'm coming in here from New York, and that's a trigger for a lot of people. PTSD is a thing. I do want to disclose, I am not a medical professional. However, I am a certified end-of-life coach. Besides having 33 years in human resource services, I have heard a thing or two, and that led me to be inspired to continue this journey on helping people overcome grief. And I did become a certified end-of-life coach, and I was taught there a few things. And you know what? We're not born with a guidebook. This is one of those mysteries of life, as we all know, and sometimes we can't answer the whys. However, we can do something about helping us feel better because we're still the living. So this is the kind of book that you will pick up when you want to feel better about the way you might be feeling when you're missing somebody that passed away. Sometimes it's a holiday that brings the trigger. It doesn't have to always be somebody that just died. Sometimes
that's right. We know the holidays are the biggest time when suicide occurs as well. We're entering
and
that
even
this
Marty,
week.
And Marty, again, not to poke around any sensitive matters. However, we just had Veterans Day. And we honor all the veterans that are living. However, there are so many veterans that lost their life and so many in service, so many because of the mental health wellness. They didn't have that seed of hope to continue, and they took their lives. So the veterans, are really dear to my heart. I'm a big veteran supporter. That's how actually we met, and I love to support all veteran all veteran efforts, all
Yeah,
anything
exactly.
that has to do with veterans and diplomacy. I love to
And
support.
Patty,
But going back to dealing with
I would
grief,
just want to mention that I was literally reading yesterday in a couple of the, I read the Disabled American Veterans magazine from the DAV and the VFW and American Legion magazine comes in every month. And they were mentioning, a big
Mhm.
feature article where the returns had just been effectuated from Korea to a family in 2023,
Wow.
and they were having a memorial service. They finally got the remains back, and further to that, I was reading something that shocked me about mourning is the Vietnam War has very little remains left. It's about 1,700 some. There's actually 72,000 plus missing people. So when you see that Pau Mia, the black flag that we fly here, there's over 72,000 still missing from World War II. It is the largest category of Pau Mia. And I always thought that the reason there was that whole unit that works to find remains in the
Mhm.
Pentagon, that's a whole unit, that's a whole office.
Oh wow! I'm
That was
learning here.
only for Vietnam mourning.
Only from
That's what I
oh,
thought, but that's wrong. They're actually working on Korea, World War One, World War Two.
even now as
All
we
the
speak,
wars.
even now as we speak, Marty.
Yeah,
Even now as we speak, so I'm learning something new here. We have highways here on Long Island named after that. So I did not realize the numbers. I didn't realize those numbers, and thank you for sharing that. So again, this is something that is real, and again, you could be triggered on so many levels, and the point is not staying in a place of sorrow, of suffering, not staying there. And this book, going back to Live Your Legacy, is the book that's going to guide you through those times to get you over the pain and suffering. The pain. I just recently put a post out. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. And I am a little disruptive. I apologize. I might not be for everybody. So if you're not ready to feel good, make a choice about feeling better on your capacity level, then I'm not for you. This book is not for you. However, if you believe that you have control over your life and your legacy, then this is the book for you. This is the book for you, okay? And it's very sensitive, these matters. These are not matters to be taken lightly. I just want to choose happiness. And right now, I'm on a show. I'm happy. I'm not going to tell you, oh, Patty doesn't have those days. And sometimes when I'm having those days, I'm not even ready to pick up that book. But if that book is on my coffee table, I'm just that much closer. If you have a friend and they don't have this book and don't know about it, they'll be that much closer. Okay. I consider this
yeah.
book not only a guidebook. This is a
I
mirror
also
book.
want
This
to
is a
echo
self-reflection
and
book.
parrot what you're saying to reinforce your statements. Dr. Belinda Walia, who was just on before you on
Hashtag doctor. Had
yeah,
to say that.
she has a tagline of taking control of your life, and I asked her, is it really possible to take control of your life with master authority? Isn't like people dying and losing jobs, and the auto accident that our daughter-in-law experienced by hitting a deer the other day that destroyed the whole car? And isn't this like more about coping and stuff? She said, no, you can take control even of your coping, your reaction, how you want to behave, how you want to handle it. There's a whole slew of things, I think, even with mourning, Patty, that it's
Exactly.
up to you, and nobody's right or wrong. With feelings are neither right nor wrong. They just are.
And I'm happy that you shared what the doctor said, Belinda, because the important thing we have to remember is that we can't always control our outside circumstances. Okay, sometimes we can. We want to put a picture on the wall, we have control of that. But not always do we have control of our outside circumstances. Hence, a car accident. That's a tragedy that we cannot always control those circumstances. However, we can control, and I know it's it's easy to say it, okay, that we control our inside world, our imagination. That's our ownership. You cannot blame anybody else for that. You own that. Okay, so that's when you have control. Okay, that's when you have control over your inside world. Now there are circumstances, and I don't want to get into gray areas. If God forbid you were ever abducted and you
I lost you a little bit there in the matrix for a second. So, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll wait for Patty's stream to become a little bit stronger. And what I would like to do is get the screen up now to showcase her. And let's make sure we can see the Amazon ordering for that. Yeah, so that's just right there, guys. And if you're interested in her book, Live Your Legacy, A New Spin on Mourning, this is actually it right here. And so easy to do a course on Amazon. And I just actually had purchased this book and was very happy to get it on Kindle. So, that made things easy. I just brought up your book on Amazon here to show them, Patty. You were in the matrix there for a second. So
that's because the matrix doesn't want me talking about, horror things. And I don't want to either. I don't want to focus on those things. I just don't want any pushback of, oh, it's not all butterflies and roses. No,
well,
it's
yeah,
not.
I think that's natural. There's going to be some people that'll say how filthy it was of her to encourage people to feel good about themselves at a funeral, or to make a joke, or to be happy, or to come into the church smiling. You disgust me. And it's like, okay, all right. Everybody deals with grief differently.
Exactly.
I know family members who didn't even show up for the funeral because they have things that they're dealing with. And naturally, there were people who were disgraced with them, and they, revulse me. It's like, oh, okay, understand. Everybody deals with mourning differently. Please, okay? They may not even be able to cope with
and
going
because I encourage, and because thank you, and like that, this is my passion, so it's hard to put a stop on me talking. But I just want to also echo what you're saying, and yes, you do have the God. I don't even want to use the G word, but I am the God-given right. Okay, the human right. Is that fair to say? To be happy, you have the right to be happy. And I'm not saying that you're going to be happy as soon as you find out your loved one died. However, you have the power in your hands to do what it takes to get back to happy. And that these feelings, they don't have to be, first of all, feelings aren't permanent unless you choose them to be. Again, going back to taking matters into your own hands. And I'm not saying it's easy. It's once you get momentum of happy, then it's easy. And then when you make happy a habit, oh, that's a tagline. Then it becomes easy, because an object of motion stays in motion. So then it just becomes easy. You get momentum, but things happen, and then you have to stop again. That's when it becomes a little bit more challenging. Just like when you want to lose weight, want to pass a test, you have to put effort into it. And this is where we start. You start, and I started back to basics, Marty, because when I originally was planning to write this book, and I do have to give a shout out. First of all, you wrote a ton of books, so you're an inspiration, because your novels are just, and history novels again, which I love, because I love history, and then remembering really important women. Your books are inspiring. And also I want to give accolades to Monique Lisa, who is also a publisher and a award-winning author on so many levels, from film to books to playwrights. And between you guys that mentored me and really inspired me, I wrote this book. But when I started writing it, I wanted to give it all away to the world, because I wanted to tell them everything I had learned. And then I realized, wait a minute, it's too much. Grievance is already a lot. And to take the first step, it's about baby steps. You got to crawl first, right, Marty?
Exactly.
You need teeth before you could chew. So that kind of analogy, I definitely work well with analogies. So I have a collection now, and I'm just going to put it out in small doses. And if this is for you, then you get your next collection. And the collection titles are going to be the actual chapters. So collection number 1 is the title is going to be called Mind Over Matter. You see where I'm going with this? So
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, so these chapters are small on purpose. This is a little bit more than a pamphlet, a little bit more than a pamphlet. And these are the books that you'll find at the back of a community gathering. I plan to be giving a lot away. I love philanthropy. We do the Rotary Club of Global Impact, and my plans as the upcoming president for 2024 and 2025 is to be able to give a ton of these away, so they fall in the right hands for mental wellness. And again, thank you for joining us here on the Free Gift Show. This is a great opportunity to spread the love, spread the word, and it's just all good. It's just all good.
Yeah, and we are now broadcasting live on Amazon Live. So this is a new channel with a new contract that we have offered. Please don't kill us if it's not perfect. This is our first broadcast with the contract for Amazon Live. So last week we signed additional contracts for Brand Connect with YouTube, and we have now gone live on the Twitch Entertainment Network, which is very popular for gaming, but also just for entertainment. And I have from Amazon today, actually, this here is a chapter preview and the book preview. So if you come on to Amazon and purchase, and we have sent out, the links to Live Your Legacy, Patty's book, you'll see a new spin on mourning. And what you can do there is, guys, I'll just go back 1 second and show you right there. There you are, a new spin on mourning. Okay. And if you're watching this show afterwards, you can get it for free on Kindle, or pay $9.99 on Kindle. That's the Kindle price right there. And you can get the paperback shipped to your house if you want. And one of Patty's seminars, it's good to have this book handy and ready, because it has a lot of note-taking space. It's designed actually for people to be able to take notes, right, Patty, during the seminars?
Yes. So now we also have, for each chapter, I'm not sure if you could see with the lighting I have on, it's a little bright, but you see it's pretty much a blank page, and it has the chapter on top. So this way, I want to share like some of the feedback. People really like, hey, Patty, I like chapter 7. That was the one that really inspired me, and then you go back to that and you write into it. And then it's just great. I really love it. I really am. I just love it because it's something that's gonna elevate, motivate, and inspire. That's why
Sure.
I love it, because
And one thing I can recommend to you is to take your commercial that you had produced and upload it as a video here, as an author video. I have with my particular Amazon channel, I'm following you, so please follow Patty. She also owns Miss You Graham, so you can follow that page as well if you see that. But upload a video here, Patty. And I'm not going to give Patty a review yet, because this is one thing I was just discussing with Dr. Belinda Walia on the show previous to this, was on today at 5 p.m. GMT and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But one thing I was warning her about is if you do find yourself, I'll just share that page. Like let's say you make a purchase. So let's go on ahead and look at that. You make a purchase of Patty's book, and you go in here to the Kindle. That's what I did. I bought the Kindle version, and so it delivered it to me, like this. This is a global Kindle reader for any electronic device. All right, so this is the whole book. I'm not going to show the whole book because that wouldn't be fair, but you'll get it to where you can read it, and you know this essentially will be your whole Kindle library. And if you were to go back now, let me go back and show them again, Patty, the Amazon screen for placing your order. So here you are, and if you go into your Kindle library, you'll see that it's there. Okay,
And it's
so
free for if you subscribe to Kindle, it's free. Because
yes,
then it's just, yeah, you don't have to buy it for the $9.99. That's it. Only you could use Kindle to purchase the book. However, you could just read a page or two, see if it's for you, borrow it, read the whole thing, give it back, keep it in your library. That's what I love about Kindle. It's that
yes,
rotating. I like that ecosystem.
yes, yes. So whichever way you want to read it, guys, in paperback, delivered worldwide, or you're big on digital. It just depends, honestly, for my situation, which one is better for me for my particular situation.
And also, I want to mention again, we are also part of the Rotary Club of Global Impact, which is with Rotary International. And if there are any non for profit organizations that believe this book would be a good fit, get in touch with any of us, me or Marty, on any of our platforms, and just say, Rotary, or, something to let us know that you saw the show and that you're interested in learning more on how to receive some of these books so we can continue donating into the right hands.
Yeah, yeah. Please do. So that's what I did. I paid the 9.99, as you can see there, for me to get it on Kindle. I did. I have a lot of books on Kindle. I did click on the read for free. It was, of course, offering me to sign up for the 30-day trial, which means I would get this book for free. I didn't really want to sign up for Amazon's Kindle Unlimited. So what I did was I decided I just wanted to pay the 9.99. And if you do that, this is what I was telling Dr. Walia, is wait about 10 days, guys, before you do a review. Give it some time to where Amazon can actually believe that you may have read the book. That's part of the problem with people complaining, like, I asked my in-laws, I asked my family, my cousin, two people I work with, they all pissed me off. I looked at my reviews and they're not there. And of course, they swear up and down that they did them. Okay. But people just don't want to support me. It's because they bought the book and did a review like that night, 4 hours later, or they did it 2 days later. Amazon had the book hasn't, they know, from the scan from the person, boop, 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 it was delivered, 5 days later, you ordered the paperback. You couldn't have read the book on the 2 day mark. They have it in the scan technology. It's not even been delivered yet. And this is why the algorithm bumps your reviews and causes a lot of hate and discontent amongst friends and angry comments. And I asked you, when you were watching it on Amazon Live to order and to put a review. It's like, oh, okay, you did the review too early. Even if you get the digital book like I did, give it 10 days, guys, okay, before you do a review, or you may be very disappointed. Even honest people are saying, like, I did. I wrote it was like 2 paragraphs long, Marty. I don't know why it's not showing. It makes me so angry. It's like, because they probably did it too early. You have to have time to read.
Well, I think that happened to me, Marty. I had a friend who wrote a book. I mean, I don't know if it happened to them, but I kind of did something without knowing any better. I read the book as a focus group before it published. So I already knew I liked it. So as soon as it went on the market, I couldn't wait. And again, we didn't know any better. I hope it didn't hurt them too much. Yeah, it was all good intentions. I did read the book. I just,
Exactly.
I didn't know any better.
Exactly. And if you're out there
So this is
watching
another
and
thing again, sharing information.
you'd like a free copy, if you're watching us on Twitch or wherever you're watching us, please use the hashtag of pound PATTY to get a free copy of Patty's book. She'll be happy to ship it to you. And she's probably going to autograph it with anything special that you would like to. Our last show's winner was Aaron Newman Myers. So, and I promised everybody that if I come up on the spinner, I'm going to give it to somebody else. So, we're going to put one of the copies in the Grover Cleveland Library. So, please use pound PATTY.
That's great. That's really great. And I just want to again share a little bit more about the book, just to give you an idea. This book, this being an end of life coach, I just tried to give you the most valuable information to help yourself. Again, this is under the self-help book. However, I have my own way of doing things, which makes me unique, just like everything makes you unique. Everybody's unique, right? I love to always promote that. Remember, you're your own person. And that's why I really love to spin off of the titles. And I think the collection is really going to really be amazing. And because of that, I want to hear the feedback on which is your favorite chapter. It really means a lot, because when I go to finish the collection, I would like to bring as much of attention to the chapters that really seem to be predominantly strong. And the chapters I would like to read them. Chapter 1, just to give you a little idea of where we go with these. Mind over matter. And again, sometimes just a line, a sentence, a quote, a chapter will ignite that sense of imagination in you to make it work for you. So maybe everything else I wrote, even though it's resourceful, maybe that's what makes this book and the collection unique to itself. Because the collection, the titles will be the chapters, but then it continues. It's a legacy. The book is a legacy of its own, because then each collection is going to have special chapters, and then those will continue. And you see, and then it will continue and continue. And hopefully it's a legacy, but we'll see where it goes. I'll read you a quote from the end to put a bow tie, as they say. I've heard that expression and I love it on it. Mind over matter, pausing in the now. And these were very intentional, by the way. Unfolding your grief. Okay, again, the titles are they're supposed to be thought-provoking. Again, what I share here, I consider this like basics, essentials, emergency kit. When you have to have an emergency kit, you have your bare essentials. You don't have a diamond ring in there. No, it's the bare. You have your water. Yeah, it's bare. You have your Band-Aid. It's your bare essentials. And the chapters, which will be a collection, they're supposed to be thought-provoking. And when I do the collection, we're going to get a little bit more specific and detailed and personalized on the style that Patty has to offer, which is, I say disruptive because bringing life into death. I mean, that is the slogan I go with as an end-of-life coach, bringing life into death. I went to a service that I believe was Baptist. I'm not even sure. However, there was so much celebration of life in there. I said, I left happy leaving a funeral. it was so enlightening. It was so beautiful, and of course, it was sad to know that, I mean, of course, it's bittersweet. It's life. It's the mystery of life. But anyway, mourning for
Sure.
mourning. I'll finish the chapters real quick. Time and state. Time and state elaborates on time and your state of mind. A state of mind. Now you could cross to different states. Again, this is just a little taste, and if it's for you, wait for the collection. Divinity and beyond. Divinity, that's the mysteries, right? And beyond. I'm talking quickly, but I just want to get through this. Breakthrough breakdowns. Okay, I got great feedback on that one. Wonderful let go. Okay, slow yet steadily. And again, these are very intentional. Reflect and repeat. And that's the first 10 chapters. Oh, let me give you my quote that if you're watching live, I think you deserve to hear this one. This is where I want to go deep with the collection. When one door opens, yet another door opens. So I know the typical quote was, when one door closes, another one opens. And I always feel like, for me, you could look, it's the way you look at things. I feel like every opportunity, everything that life has to offer you, every morning
Exactly.
is a new door. Every day we get lucky, wake up, right? So there you go.
Exactly. So thank you so much for reading that small passage there. I also would like to mention again, there are thanks coming in. Stormy wanted to thank you for this subject matter. It seems like we're working on a lot of how we think, how we behave, how we handle situations today. And I had shared this, of course, in the Sunday group, which is very popular, and they are generally all over. It seems like super strong in London and England, but I put it in there as well. The Harley Sunday Community Wellness Group today, and I probably, I think I did a good job by sharing Dr. Walia's book in the Happyologists group that I belong to. They put a lot of happy stuff in there. And I would just like to echo, that Stormy and I recently went to a funeral, as you know. So it was a bit bittersweet to say goodbye to 99 years of a lady.
Almost to the date.
Yeah. It was the day after she turned 99, she passed away. So Doris Elaine Smarr's mom passed away, and they had a beautiful white casket for her. And I had put some of the photos up, and we were in there in that service. There were only 4 white people in that church. The rest was all Baptist believers, all black folks. And boy, was that a fun service. I mean, just screaming into the microphone with music, 99 years, 99 years. And Rainier was like up dancing, and I was up and everything. And it was an emotional celebration of life in beauty. And I mean, who can blame the Irish for having a wake and partying and celebrating a person's life? And that's really what I think we should be having, is more life celebrations with music and everything. Rainier's already given us orders for her whole routine is to be a full celebration of life.
There you go.
So,
and I think it's healthy to talk about it too, Marty. This book, I feel like, is a catalyst to have those conversations. Again, nobody's promised tomorrow, and I don't want to bring tragedy into it. I just want to be realistic. Now, Patty is an optimistic, and I'm a dreamer. However, I have to also be realistic, right?
Exactly.
And again, what inspired me to even create Mystery Graham, write this book, is 33 years of hearing stories of people losing their loved ones from A to Z. And with that being said,
Exactly.
let's just do something about it. but we're allowed, we should be allowed to talk about it. We shouldn't have to feel like, listen, it might not be always the right time. However, you should always have the opportunity to be able to express how you feel about how you want to be remembered if the day comes, maybe even sooner than you want. Some people don't want to live in their hundreds. Marty, I told my family, I said, originally I did put a request to God in. I don't know if he'll answer my prayers. I said, I would like to live till 116, which I know is a little far out, but I think it would be kind of cool. Maybe I'll make it in the Guinness Book of World Record. I don't know. But then I said 106. I'll be happy with 106 too. I don't know. I'm going with those numbers because it's my birthday numbers. However, nobody's promised tomorrow, and I like.
When we come back, I'd like to talk about Missy Graham and showcase to people watching the show later your TV series, the Goodbye I Love You show. Give us a second, guys. Grab a water or a coffee, maybe one more coffee. It's only it's almost dinner time. Maybe it's past coffee, but we will be right back.
Hey everybody, how are you? My name is Patty from New York, and I just wrote a new book called Live Your Legacy, a new spin on mourning, now available on Amazon, paperback, and Kindle. I'm just so excited to share it with the world. Come check it out. Available now.
Chef out here, want to tell you about my Amazon best-selling memoir cookbook, A Chef is Born, chock full of recipes, also ranked the 77th book of all time out of 99, according to the Book Authority.
It's a good book, but I'm a better chef than you.
Yeah.
Well, this episode is when screaming guests are lit on fire inside the White House. So I know that everyone's thinking like, what did he just say? It's one thing to... Oh my gosh, and who knew in Abilene High School that we would be able to get a photograph from Julie Eisenhower? She sent this to us.
Join former White House chef Marty Mongello as he brings to life colorful stories about America's presidents and first families that have occupied 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest. It's time to be informed and entertained with Inside the President's Cabinet. Visit the website today at www.insidethepresidentscabinet.com.
I'm Marty Mongello from the United States Presidential Culinary Museum, and welcome to another episode of Inside the President's Cabinet.
Did you ever miss someone who has passed away? Now there's Miss You Gram app, giving people a brand new way to tribute the lives of deceased loved ones, or simply remember tender memories. This exclusive app is a user-friendly social media platform, giving people everywhere a respectable and comfortable place to create private or public memoriams. Miss You Gram has additional features like chat rooms and links to deceased databases and inspirational quotes. Users can also comment and connect on public posts. Join us and keep memories alive forever. Everyone wants to be remembered. For more details and download on the Google Play or Apple App Store, visit miss-u-gram.com.
Well, thank you guys for joining us again. We do have breaking news just a couple of minutes ago. First Lady Rosalind Carter has passed away. We send our heartfelt wishes and sincere condolences to the President of the United States and to the entire family. It is quite amazing that we are focusing so much attention today on mental health, especially with our guest earlier on this show, the free gift show, Dr. Belinda Walia, a licensed doctor and therapist in England. And also today we have the pleasure with us for part 2 of our show, Patty Freudenberg, who is a certified family practitioner to help with mourning and dealing with death. But not to create fraud or any type of falsehood. Patty is not a licensed psychotherapist, psychiatrist, or psychologist. She's not a licensed nurse, and she has never claimed to be a medical doctor or anything like that. So just for our viewers to understand, Patty, would you tell us a bit more with this breaking news about how you help families and what you do when you're contacted and hired?
Thank you so much. Well, I do work on a group basis because I was doing one-on-one. However, the work that I'm doing has become a little bigger than me, and I have found that I am doing a better delivery of service in a larger group setting. However, I have colleagues that are also licensed end-of-life coaches, because we are a community, just like, veterans are their own community, doctors have their own community. So I have my community of end-of-life coaches that I also can provide, those one-on-ones. However, I do work in group settings. I do offer a free public service on a platform, a social platform, that if you want more, just again, contact us and I'll be happy to lead you into the right direction. It's a safe space. Sometimes doctors are in there, but it's not a place that it's for that you need to be a doctor. You're not going to be talking to a doctor. It's a fellowship. It's a community service. It's like going to your local parish and joining a group of people that are mourning. And this is on a global scale. So we have people from around the world because it is a social platform and it is beautiful. And people have been so grateful. And I also share more resources in there. And right now I'm also working on a course that's going to be a virtual course that people could purchase also. And it's a little bit more interactive and I get a little bit more personal on there too. And I also host live shows every now and again. We do pop-ups, and that's for the groups that come to these services that are public services. And I give the information out there, but I am working on a group style setting, not necessarily one.
Yes, very nice, very nice. And I can see even like if a family said, we are going to have like a session, we'd like to have you come in, and we're expecting a lot of people over the next couple of days, and if you could do that, everybody would get a book, a guidebook to work from, and maybe even a lot of crying and sharing
and
in
vigils as
privacy
well.
their favorite
And vigils as well, Marty. Vigils as well, because that's a group setting. So I also provide those services as well.
That's why on Amazon, you told me the other day, not only do you have the shirts and bags, but you have some recommendations for the candles, I think you said. Candles. Yeah. So
here's one.
Yeah, there's the shirt, guys.
They come in multiple colors. I just happen to be having a black one because I do happen to wear the color black a lot. Maybe it was just my calling. Like when the priests wear black.
Yeah, this is one of the shirts.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
Instagram.
I've been a hairdresser for over 3 years. Like, it's just the industry. But we have multiple colors. This one, I think, only has a couple colors in this style. But we have the sweatshirts, the pullovers. We do have a variety of right now.
Yeah, the butterfly tank top I see
tops
here for Miss You Graham.
Yep. And we are a verified brand on Amazon. However, we also have an influencer page that I recommend lifestyle products. Of course, I promote well-being. So I have a page that's for wellness, anything working out. Then I have all the other books that might be a little bit thicker, bigger, memoirs rather, that, are associated with adversity, self-help books. So I have also an influencer page like you, and it's called Mind, Body, and Soul.
Right.
And Miss You Graham. This is one of my favorites. I wear this a lot in October. I have the pink one too because October is for the cancer. There's my.
Yeah, we're live on Amazon Live.
Now that's a
right
washable
now,
bag,
so
and the blue bag, it's both sides. I use that all the time at the grocery store when I go to events. It's like.
Check out the merch if you get a second. This is
I like that
Patty's page. So this is Miss You Graham. Everybody wants to be remembered. That's the slogan. And
the pullover is really warm too. The pullover sweatshirt is one of my favorites. It's really, really warm. If you live in a cold state, get the pullover. It's made really thick. The zip up is really nice too, but the pullover is just really, really warm and fuzzy. I love my pullover.
Yeah.
I got great feedback on the pullover one.
I like this one with the big lettering. Everyone wants to be remembered.
Yes, that's one of my favorites too.
And I really like this logo here. I've never seen that. That's cool, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that back. I don't know why. I kind of like. I'm gonna. You just inspired me. That will be coming up in a few days. I'm gonna put in a new one. Maybe a sweatshirt with that one.
Absolutely. So this is Patty's page.
I do want to mention. Oh.
No, go ahead.
I do want to mention that Miss You Graham is also the co-author of Live Your Legacy book. And you're going to say, well, that's a company. However, the company is an entity, and the company stands for, everything legacy, including the living, because Miss You Graham is for the living to pay tribute to who has passed away. So if you want to pay tribute to who has passed away, then you go on the Miss You Graham platform. The app is in updating right now, so if you can't upload it, that's okay. Just give it a minute. It's being updated. Compliance keeps us on our toes, and updates, and the phones are getting smarter by the second. But the app is where you go and pay tribute, or you want the personalized mugs. We do a lot with Miss You Graham. However, Miss You Graham is really the foundation of everything that I'm doing. So I made Miss You Graham a co-author of Live Your Legacy as its own
That's
entity.
right. And be sure to catch Patty on her television series. She's well into the second series of her television show on the Presents Network. She does a fantastic job. We have done so many shows. I mean, honestly, it's been really, really quite touching. And the Goodbye I Love You show has done exceptionally well. Better to celebrate people now and even talk with them before waiting until after, if at all possible. But of course, the Goodbye I Love You show is available everywhere that you are. So if you want to watch it on your TV, on YouTube, if you want to bring it up on Facebook, X, formerly called Twitter, or even on LinkedIn, we're streaming to 8 different channels worldwide. And again, just amazing. A lady, Rosalind Carter, who advocated for mental health issues. A lot of people were shocked with the First Lady and the President, honestly, Patty. They were stunned and flabbergasted when they invited a murderer to work at the White House and take care of their daughter. They said, you must have a bolt loose and need therapy yourself at having a convicted murderer take care of your child at the White House. Why are you doing this? Okay. What is wrong with you? And the Carters said, look, we don't agree with that judgment. She's staying. She is a paid employee here at the White House. She's a terrific nanny filled with love. And she may be a convicted murderer, but we think she was railroaded illegally in the court system. And we're not getting rid of her. And then, the cries into the night for Jimmy is in Playboy magazine and how filthy and disgusting. What a dirty, filthy. It's like, stop coming up with new adjectives, please, to explain the president before you run somebody into a mental health emergency with all the hate and vitriol and attacks and whatnot against people just because, a peanut farmer ran for the presidency, right? I mean,
and I hope somebody could come on our show on the Goodbye I Love You and speak a little bit more on Rosalind, because she is, sounds like a woman that was ahead of her times. God bless her in 96. However, that is definitely a legacy to be remembered.
Exactly. And more recently, getting high at the White House up on the roof and smoking weed, that has just now come out that it actually was the president's son that did that, President Carter's son. So, and he admitted it. So a lot of people think that I'm outlandish and outrageous. And it's like, look, I'm not saying I didn't appear in Playboy magazine. The president did. I'm not showcasing anything that's filthy. The article was very well written. He was trying to appeal to a specific audience. I didn't hire a convicted murderer to watch my daughter, Raina Barry. And I didn't go up on the roof here and get high and smoking weed at the presidential center. Okay. Relax, begin to calm down and understand the many challenges we have in life, whether it's death or mourning or things that our kids do or other people do and the way they want to attack you. It just seems like this mental health advocate had a long and prosperous life. And I would like to say, God bless Rosalind Carter.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. And you know what, Marty, in this conversation, it just brings back a notion. I believe that Dr. Wayne Dyer talked a lot about, are you a problem finder or are you a problem solver? Because some people just are more excited about just pointing that or you know what? Okay, what can we do to fix it? Let's move on again and back to
Yeah,
back
exactly.
to moving on, taking matters into your own hands. Things happen, not always things we like, but what can we do about it?
Exactly. Well, guys, live your legacy, a new spin on mourning. Thank you for joining us again today for another shot at the free gift show. Patty, do you have somebody you want to send a copy to? As
Doris Elaine, Doris Elaine immediately comes to mind with her
Okay.
beautiful mom at that age, and we had a little chat because she is a fellow Rotarian. So I called her, and I really would love to
Well,
have
that's
her.
so nice of you to pick her to send a copy to. We really appreciate it, guys. We will see you again for another episode. We're able to give a free gift away of anything you're making out there, whether it's claying, artwork, it wouldn't matter. We do a lot of books, it seems, but it doesn't have to be a book. Somebody recently asked, does it have to be, I published a book? And no, it doesn't. So please contact us if we can feature you. You'd like to give something away anytime. It's our pleasure. And Patty, congratulations on this. I'm so psyched and excited about your episodes and you hosting, these seminars and things, whether they're in person or online. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
It's really cool. Okay, well, take care now.
Thank you
Have a
for all
great
you do
Sunday
as well.
and have an
Thank
even better Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh. Wow. Talk about
And thank
it,
you
right?
for everything you do for. Oops.